Alright, in the last section we looked at arrow functions, and in this section we are going to look at JavaScript classes. Classes are used as blueprints for creating objects, and every class can have properties and methods. And classes can also be inherited, so we can have parent class and child class. And let's see this one in a code. So I am going to create a class called rectangle. And then this rectangle class can have properties and methods. To set the properties, you need to call the constructor function. So this constructor function is a default function or method available in every class. And we can set the properties like this dot height to be a value of h. This is an argument. And then this dot width, we give it a value of w. So I am passing this as arguments in our constructor function so that we can be able to have a flexibility of accessing these values and using them with different objects. It's not a must use them as argument. You can pass a direct value like height is equals to 5 and this dot width is equals to another value like 7 or whatever. But in this case, I'm going to use these arguments. Now we have the properties height and width, and we use the constructor function to set these properties. Now let's create a method, maybe calc area, and then a method is just like a function, but when you use the function inside a class, we call them methods. So we can set the body of our method. I want to just console.log something to our output there. To calculate the area, I'm going to use this dot height. You multiply by this dot width. That way. Now we have set our properties and methods. We only have one method, that is calc area, and then we have two properties, height and width. And yeah, let's see how we can create an object. To create an object, so I am creating an object called square. So square is the name of our object, is equals to new rectangle. So to create an object, we use the new keyword, and then we call our class. And now we can call our class with this the value of these arguments. Maybe the height is 7 and the width is also 7. So our square will have a height of 7 and a width of 7. So square is an object of our class rectangle with these properties, height, width, and we can use our square to access our method. So let's see how we can get the area of our square. Just call the area using square dot calc area, and actually that's it. Perfect. This is how we can easily use a class. We set the properties, we set a method, and we create an object using the new keyword, and we call our class here. And for this case, I have included the value 7 and 7 because we included these two arguments. And now we can call our method calc area. Let's see this run, and good, 7 times 7 is 49. This works perfectly fine. You can also access each of these properties by using our object here. I can say maybe square dot height, and then I want to see this at the console, so I will include this one inside the brackets and call our console here, console.log. Good, let's see if we'll get the height of 7. I'll clear the console and run. Good, now we have 7 and our area. So you can see that you can access each of these properties or methods using our object. And the reason I use these arguments is because now you have the flexibility of creating another object. For example, we can create an object const, let's say rect, for rectangle will be equal to new, sorry for this typo, will be equal to new rectangle, and then include the height and width of the rectangle, maybe 5 and 7. And remember to print out the value here of our rectangle by calling the method. So I'll just remove the square here and call rect, and maybe we can access the, which is different, the height. So we can access the height of our rectangle, rect. So now we have a new object called rectangle accessing the area. So the area must be different. Maybe this will be 7 times 5, and then we have the access to our property. I'll clear the console and run. Good. The area of our rectangle is 35, and the property of our height is 5. And yeah, you can see that we can create multiple objects. So I'll just leave this for the square, and I want to show you the idea or the concept of inheritance. So above here, I'm going to create another class and call it shape, and then inside the shape I will include a constructor function. Inside the constructor function I will include some property, desk for the scribe, and then maybe I can say desk is equals to, remember to use this keyword, this dot desk is equals to maybe figure. I'm just going to type figure here. So I want to show you how we can access this property desk down to our object via our class rectangle. To do this, we need to make this rectangle a subclass of our class shape. And to create a child class, we use the keyword extends. So this keyword extends will be able to create a child of our shape. So class rectangle extends shape that way, and this is perfectly fine. Now we can try to access the property desk down here using our rect. So I'll say rect dot desk. So we want a description of a rectangle. Maybe the rectangle have a description of figure, and there is a catch somewhere. If we try to run this application, we'll have an error. So I clear the console and try to run this. You can see we have an error, must call super constructor. So in case you have a constructor both in our parent class and down at our child class, you must call this super method. This super method allows us to access the properties of our constructor above here. So I hope this now will work. If I run this program, you can see now we can access this desk property. And that's it. This is how we work with classes. Just a recap, we created a class shape, and then to create a child class, we use the extend keyword, and to set the properties of a class, we use a constructor method, and inside the constructor method, we use this keyword to set the properties. And if the child have a constructor class, you use the super class so that we can access the properties of our parent class. And then to create an object, you use the new keyword with the name of our class here. And now you can use our object using the dot notation to access the methods and the properties of our classes. So that's it for this lecture. In the next lecture, I am going to show you how we can simplify this syntax. Now, in this section, I am going to show you how we can simplify our code. We can actually avoid this constructor function or method. So get rid of all the constructor functions, and you can also get rid of this keyword when setting the property. So we just have this desk, figure, and that's it. Also do the same at our child class. Remove the super class and the constructor function. Also get rid of these keywords so that we can easily define the height and width. Also, what else? We need to give these direct values because we are no longer passing the value from the constructor. And then I get rid of these values down here. And one more last thing, we need to convert our function here or method here into an arrow function. So change this into an arrow function. This is ES6 arrow function that way. And that's it. Look at our code. It's very simple and clear. So I try to run this, and you can see that we still get our values. We can still access our height, and I can still access the area. Okay, let's try to access the description here. I think I changed this code somehow. Okay, rect desk. Let's see if we can access our parent property. I'll create the console and run. So we still get the figure and our area over there. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and share.